Sorry.
Okay.
All right, try again.
No worries. Let's try it one more time. Yeah.
Thank you.
You get the late goal, and then you concede one, but you leave Minnesota with a point. What do you take away from tonight's performance following up from Saturday?
Yeah, so I thought like the first 10 or 15 minutes we started the game all right, and then we started in the first half, started trying to hit too many final passes. We started losing balls in our build out. We start getting a little anxious in possession. We're not moving through spaces fast enough, and they're really pressing us. And I felt like because of it, we were losing balls pretty consistently in our half of the field, or we were hitting long balls, of which their big center backs are just cleaning up. We got away from what our principles are, and in terms of what we talked about in this game and where we thought we could exploit and have opportunities against them. And because we were losing balls in our half of the field, they just built momentum on us in the second half. And to be fair, Bondi stood on his head to keep us around for, especially in the first half, and there was a couple even in the second half. But I thought as we came out of the locker room, I thought we found a little bit more composure. I thought we were very much. We weren't in control of every situation, because I felt like at times we were still a little bit overexposed in the transitions, but I thought we had control of the vast majority of the second half. We were creating chances. We were creating attacks kind of at will, again, just for us, it was the final product in the second half as much as it was for them the final product in part of the game. And so we get the goal, then throw in down on their end. We make two substitutions. The second substitution literally takes one step on the field, and the referee blows the whistle, which means that one of our holding midfielders, because that's who was coming on the field, isn't in his position because he just stepped onto the field. They blow the whistle to throw the ball in. We have a hole right in that space of which we're trying to fill, but we're trying to fill it by bringing some numbers over there. We didn't handle that in a good way, but we needed to deal with that better. They put the ball across the face of the goal. They didn't make a mistake on that one. I have a real sour taste in my mouth, because you gotta let the substitutes get on the field and get to their position. You can't. They take one step on the field and you blow the whistle. We're exposed. I mean, that's just, for me, it's unacceptable. But that we also as a group need to deal with the situation. We need to find a way to clog that space and make them throw the ball backwards and deal with it. But I think we could have had a little bit of help there. It's just by allowing us to get all 11 guys back on the field to play the game. But that's disappointing. The guys are gutted because it was a huge effort. I mean, this game was end to end, and it was a long field game. That they were getting attacks in transition. We were then there was a lack of midfield for good stretches of the game, just slowing the other team down. And our guys put in a huge shift, and I thought we deserved something at the end. At one point in that game, I'd probably say a point. We would be happy to leave with a point, just because the amount of saves and the amount of plays that Bondi and the guys around the goal had to make. But as the second half built, I felt like we had every chance to get a win in that game. So that's where we're at.
Recording in progress.
And Greg, just ending on a positive note here, Bondi and the effort he put forth. What can you say about the performance he put out there tonight?
Yeah, he made some huge saves. We haven't had to rely on him the way we did tonight. And he certainly, as I said before, he kept us around and gave us a chance. Also, they had some poor finishing in there as well, but he certainly kept us in the game and gave us a chance to get 3 points, and then ultimately we take away one. But I thought his game was good. I thought Sam Granzier's game was excellent tonight. I thought, again, we got Douglas involved in the game, and he had some moments, and starting to see more and more from that. I thought there was some, again, once we settled down and started to play and started to do the right things, I thought there were some good moments inside of that. I still felt like defensively needed to manage some situations better.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm. We'll now go with Josh Desmond.
Hey, Greg, thanks for talking to us. Want to know about Sacha Kljestan. One, whenever he came on the field for you, he seemed to really settle things down.
Yeah.
I think, as you pointed out, you guys started to hit a lot. So what did you see from him, and then what do you know about his injury?
Yeah, I agree with you. Sash really settled the game. I felt like, with Ryan, we took him off at halftime. He was on a yellow card. We were doing a lot of defending. I felt like just the completion ratio wasn't high enough from Rye, and I felt like a lot of the pressure that was coming on top of us in the first half was just losses of possession, and so we needed to try to get better ball security out there. Sash gave us some of that. I thought he and Markey connected better in terms of getting us out of situations across the field, things like that. I thought Sash did a really nice job. He's been nursing since the last game a little bit of just a hip issue. Coming off the plane, actually, it wasn't even the last game, coming off the plane. And he's been getting treatment the last couple of days. He said he was all right. I think when he hit the penalty, he felt it a bit. And then as he started to cut the next few minutes and try to change directions, I think he tried to hit one more clearance, and that was the end. He couldn't go anymore. So that forced one of the substitutions, and the other, I was just trying to get some fresh legs on top just to chase the ball around, and that didn't. And that was the other one for that. But I thought Sash did a great job of helping us settle down the midfield.
Do you know about severity or anything like that, or is it just too early?
I don't really, because I don't know. I didn't even know. I knew that he had some hip issues, but I didn't know as to even what exactly he was dealing with. So I don't know if it's muscular in nature, if it's joint related. I'm not sure, so I don't have a great answer for that.
That's fine. Looking at starting, you started Costa in the middle. You had Grandsir and Cabral on the outside. I know that maybe you've touched on that formation at times, but this is maybe the first time we've seen sort of start from that. How did you think that played out, and what did you want to see from it, and what did you see from it?
I thought there were some good moments. What we were looking for is getting some running out of our wide positions, getting some depth running, getting some really threatening the back line with some running. I thought over the course of the game, it gave us some good moments. In the first half, as I said, we lost too many balls through the midfield, which doesn't help for guys who are trying to create space and looking to give you some vertical running if you're going to lose balls in that first or second phase of your build out. So, but I thought in the second half, again, I thought as we got across the field, those guys were building some speed. We had some numbers in front of the goal, usually not always in the right spots, but we had numbers there for when we got into crossing positions. We had some run outs where we were able to play into the space behind. So they gave us some good actions. I thought, again, the objective there, sometimes we play like a playmaker off the outside and we get less vertical running, and so I was trying to, in this game, I thought at times we need to be dangerous in the counterattack and or just get some of that vertical running to open up some space, and there was certainly a lot of space on the field, that's for sure, in between, in the midfield anyway.
Last one for me, and I'll let you go. Just in chance creation, you did have chances created. There were several shots that looked like they came from inside the 6-yard box there. Are you happier with that? Is that trending in the right direction, or do you need to see more?
I was happier with our chance creation. Again, I think there's a couple times where we could have had better opportunities on the end of our crosses where, we had two guys go to the same spot instead of somebody committing to go to the near post and one rolls right across the face of the net, because we have kind of, like I said, two guys going to the cutback instead of one getting to the near post. I thought it was better. I think, again, it came at times at a cost where we weren't in control of the midfield in transition sometimes, and they were able to get out, and it led to the transition going back into our end of the field and a lot of running in the other direction. So I think we've got to continue to create those chances, keep working for the goals. I mean, Dejan has an incredible chance right at the end of the game, assuming that he was onside. That was from 4 yards out. We had a couple others. We just need to make sure it's a long field, by the way. This field is maximum length, and I felt like that helped to stretch the game out a little bit, because our center backs who were staying deep and trying to deal with their two that were staying out, and then our group, other half of the group is so tight towards the box, and I felt like there was just a lot of space in between there that we didn't manage great. But again, back to your question, I thought the chance creation, once we got going in the game, I thought there was some decent chances created really early. Then there was a stretch of the game where we were just under it, and then when we came out in the second half, I felt like we were back into a decent rhythm and creating some chances.
Thanks, Rick. Drive safe.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
That's it. Thanks.
Pounded in Minnesota.
Just such a shame. A shame that we didn't come away with all 3 points with only a few minutes left to go, and it comes from a throw-in. Very disappointing. But if we look at the whole game, I think as the game was going on, we probably would have taken a point. We got a penalty a little bit out of nothing. I've not seen it back or anything like that, but yeah, and then it would have been great to take the 3 points. But yeah, I think probably 1 point, probably fair.
Sacha said that at halftime he kind of looked around the locker room and told the guys that they needed to have your back because you had kept them in it. I guess, what does his leadership bring to you, both on and off the field?
He's a huge character, personality player in this dressing room, and I actually thought when he came on, regardless of his character or his influence over everyone, his quality changed the game, gave us a foothold, calmed us down in possession, and I thought the second half was a little bit more even. We struggled playing through them first half, and I felt when he came on at half time, we suddenly, we looked like we could keep possession. And he's, outside of the field, he's a leader. He's like almost like a player coach type thing. Not actually, but yeah, that's kind of how everyone sees him. He's a very important figure.
And I guess with the goal that was conceded, Greg just said that he didn't think that your substitution had enough time to step on the field before the whistle was blown. What did you see, and what was the ultimate breakdown for you guys?
It was just a combination in the corner, and I need to say it again, but they played around us, and then the guys suddenly, we had a long time to organise the throw-in to defend it, because there were obviously the substitutions, and then for 2 seconds later for them to have a free guy running into our box and then cutting it back to another free guy on the edge of the box or penalty spot, wherever he was, it's obviously very disappointing. But yeah, and then you don't want to see Lod on his left foot running onto it from 12 yards out.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Safe travels.
Thank you.
We'll go with Josh Kljestan.
Hey, Jonathan. Greg said, that the team hasn't had to rely on you as much so far this season as maybe they have last season. So what does a night like this mean for you personally? Does it give you some confidence, or is there some shakiness that maybe the defense is allowing too many shots again?
Yeah, I think personally as a goalkeeper, you kind of want to have games where you don't have too much to do, because it means the team's defending really well. But then, when a game comes along like this where you're very busy and you have saves, then you're just flowing. Then you feel like an important person on the field. And I don't think defensively we've had that many issues this season. Obviously, we've got a lot of points from basically keeping clean sheets. We would have had another win today if we just defended another few minutes better. I don't think I don't gain or lose confidence from what the team does, really. Just try and concentrate on myself and make sure that my general performances are good. Obviously, within that, moments can happen, but as long as my general performance and the main things that I do, the bulk of the things I do are good, then I'm fine.
As a reaction to what happened on Saturday, just in terms of having a disappointing game, does this game help that? And with the run of games coming so quickly, is there some tiredness in everybody's legs right now?
I don't know. Honestly, we look okay physically, but we started pretty well against Dallas, and then they shocked us a little bit, and we had a 10-minute spell where they scored 3 very quick goals, and then suddenly the game's out of sight, and then it's obviously very difficult. But I felt like it was kind of a good reaction today to come away. If you lose a game at home like that, and then you've got to go away to Minnesota, and they're very good here at home normally, that's difficult. And for us to be so close to actually winning a game, but we still took something away from it, is pretty positive from a character point of view. And we're still up there, we're still up there, and we look like we have some kind of stability and some strengths. So it's not it's not bad.
Excellent. Travel safe.
Thank you.
Andy, one last one from Rob Jalen.
Hey, Jonathan, how are you?
Good. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing well. Hey, just to piggyback on that previous question, you have a bunch of games coming on, and you know, Sacha mentioned last time that you guys would have to pick yourself up, and if everyone's coming so quickly, to try to have a good performance today to kind of put that one past you. Do you feel like you guys did enough today to, you know, like you said, put that one past you and get on to, you know, back to the roads for that better thing?
I feel like we could have done more. You know, I feel like we could have played. We could have done things. We could have done some things better. But from a result point of view, to come away and get a decent result, a positive result, then it's good. I think we talked a lot about before this game just getting back to our shape, our defensive structure, and keeping a clean sheet, and then going from there. And we were so close to doing that. Really, I know probably not in the way we would have liked to do it, but we were very close to keeping another clean sheet, and that's kind of what's been our main strength this season, is keeping shutouts and clean sheets. And then we just needed one, like for example today, we just needed a penalty, bang, would have been 1-0. So I think this turns into a good point if we then go follow it up with a good result on Sunday. You know, we have to make sure we take care of our home form and be a little bit better at home, especially with the sellouts we've been getting. You know, a lot of fans have been turning out, and by and large our results have been okay. You know, obviously we had the LAFC game, which is obviously a big game there at home, but we acknowledge that the fans are selling those games out, and it hurts me anyway when they go home and, like for example the Dallas game, they turn out and then we're 3-0 down. That's difficult to take because, you know, last season maybe we because of COVID, obviously at the start of the season as well, we didn't get to see as many, you know, full stadiums, sellouts, and now the fans are turning out every week, and we just want to make sure that we send them home happy, and that's something we actually talk about before we play every game, is sending the fans home happy, and they'll always remember how you make them feel, is what we say. So hopefully we can go now, play a good game in front of them, hopefully another sellout on Sunday, and show that we're here this season and we're going to be up there.
Thank you so much for your time. Travel safe.
Thanks, guys.
Sacha, you come on in the second half and you leave this team with the goal they needed. What can you say about the offense that you saw the Galaxy were able to generate in the second 45?
You know, it was a bit of the same of what's been going on all season, is that we're able to move the ball down into their end and get into some dangerous spots, and then the final pass or the final shot is just not exactly where it needs to be, or not as sharp as it needs to be. So still a work in progress.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I was dealing with a little bit of a back issue this week that was affecting my hip flexor, and actually on the penalty that I shot, I felt my hip flexor a little bit, and after that I just couldn't sprint and I couldn't push anymore, so I was devastated to come out of that game and not be able to help the guys close it out. But hopefully it's not too serious and we'll get it checked out ASAP, and hopefully I'll be ready for Sunday. You left it all on the field. Now, I know this draw might not have been pretty, but how important was it to follow up Saturday with a gritty point tonight like this? Yeah, you know, it's a disappointing draw because we take the lead late and then we give one up. Had it been reversed and they took the lead and we got one back, maybe we'd be a little bit more happy with the draw. But at the end of the season, maybe we'll look back and say this was an important point. So we'll see. And I got to ask you about Bond tonight. He stood on his head for you guys, kept you in it all game long. What can you say about his performance? Yeah, he had a fantastic game. So I said to the guys at halftime, right before the second half started, was that Bondi kept us in this game in the first half, and now we need to reward his performance with a much better performance in the second half and get out of here hopefully with the win. Unfortunately, we got out here with the draw, but Bondi had an amazing game tonight. He's been great all season. So, you know, hats off to him tonight. Sacha, thank you, and travel safe home. All right, thanks.